applause.
How I am wired to try and think of how do I showcase the most of what we are trying to do. And then my team member Sanaya told me, Sano, there's more to it, please read. And that's how I have kind of structured what I want to talk to you in 3 hows. But before I do that, I thought it's important to also introduce my organization to you. Anybody knows L'Oreal? I don't have free lipsticks, otherwise I promise you I would have got them to you. But we are a beauty tech organization. We are not just a beauty organization. And this is a journey that we've taken about 6 to 7 years ago. So if you guys have ever tried on a virtual try-on a lipstick on an Amazon, Nykaa, or on my Maybelline site, that's the tech part that we introduced to the world, right? So this is what we are. We are 4 divisions. You may not know us as 4 different divisions, but we are about 13 or 16 brands today in the country. So there is a lot that happens in the universe of L'Oreal. It is run with 1,800 employees. We are the #1 brand when it comes to hair color. Has anybody seen Garnier? Again, I don't have a free sachet, otherwise I would have given it to you. And we operate as a whole ecosystem in L'Oreal in India. So we have research, we have plants, and then we have our business functions over here. While I'm giving you the hardwire structure, I also want to take 30 seconds to tell you about the soft wiring that we have in the organization. And by that, I mean it's all about people, people, people. This was a quote that was made by the founder 110 years ago in Paris. And we still today live it in our DNA and in our daily operations as well. So if I come back to my topic, which was about ROI and maximizing collaboration. I told you I have 3 hows to talk to you, and that's what I want to start with. How is learning helping to build a future fit organization? And it's not a secret recipe, but it's a very tricky recipe. The most important part is bringing sponsorship from leaders. So they may not be invested in the 500 things that learning wants them to do, but if you have the pulse of the organization which tells you my most important priority today is, and for example for L'Oreal, it's all about transformation. So what is it in transformation that I am doing, and how am I fixing it at top leadership, middle, and at the last of the legs? So that kind of strategic sponsorship that you bring to the table is going to be the magic sauce in the recipe, right? I love to cook with my kids, which is why you will see a lot of this come in, yeah? So we at L'Oreal identified 3 top priorities: digital and data. And when I say digital over here, I'm sticking to the universe of digital marketing, right? So digital and data, we are a beauty organization, so the beauty métier is super critical to the way we operate today, right? You would have, if I was sitting in a corner, but if you had seen right now, just before coming up, I was quickly touching up my lipstick and I was checking on my makeup. So beauty is ingrained. It's literally hardwired into what we do today. And the third piece is how we are going to bring leaders of tomorrow by investing in them today. I know this is not a new topic, but it is definitely one of our top 3 priorities. So first, how are you going to be future fit? The second topic, how are you creating that impact, right? So let me tell you what we've done. We've spoken about digital and data, and today 85, and I want to round it off to 85% of our people have been upskilled on Gen AI. Do they all use it today in their offices and in their roles? The answer is not, but do they at least have awareness? Do they at least know what is expected from them? The answer is yes. So we've started with baby steps. And please understand, I'm talking about a sales rep who goes from store to store, from a Kirana Dukan to a Reliance to an Amazon, right? That is also the population today who we are taking along with us, and we're not only focusing on specific experts on data and digital. So the entire mindset shift is the collaboration that we're bringing to the organization, right? When we talk about leadership, a lot of eyebrows are raised when I say, hey, we have a dedicated space to talk about psychological safety. I don't know if lots of organizations today have dedicated parts of building that as part of their culture. So I'm very happy to say that most of my leadership today has gone through a journey on how do you create psychological safety in the work environment to maximize performance, right? So that's one very big key win that we've created in the last 2 years. And we are not immune to attrition. We have pretty much the same market numbers when it comes to attrition. So how are we helping our new joiners integrate? So L'Oreal takes a lot of pride in saying this is the L'Oreal way of work, which is not easy to digest and is not simple to understand for a newcomer. But we are making changes. We're connecting with our teams and our employees to make sure, and the fruit of the pudding comes in the fact that we can say, when we do a week 1, month 3 survey for all our new joiners, you can see the scores on the screen, which tell you that they are happy and are integrating well. So this is the second how of how we are actually creating an impact. And everybody wants to know, dhanda kya ho raha hai? If I am investing 100 rupees in learning, I can see some smiles come up suddenly. What is the vasuli, right? I may sound like a gunda right now, a very polished gunda, but the point is, what is the vasuli that you're giving me for the 100 rupees that I'm investing in through learning? And please remember, I am saying what is the investment return. I am not saying what is the return on cost. So that has been the journey that we've gone through with our teams to say this is an investment that you're making. We're not a cost center. All right? So for some of our marquee programs, right, we've seen 3 times year on year the number of movements. So what does the business want? Business wants better leaders. Business wants better engagement. Business wants lesser attrition. Those were my 3 main topics that we were talking about when we are talking about ROI. Again, broad strokes, big topics, Pareto principle. Attack these 3 and you will solve for 80% of all you need to do from a learning lens, right? So internal movements for my top talent went up 3 times in the last 18 months after we've started doing certain leadership interventions. Digital and data is still a newer topic for us. We've done this for the last 7 years or 8 years now. And till today, 50% of my team is on build mode and not just from buy. We started with a lot of buy, and now we've understood the game plan of how do you build internally when it comes to digital and when it comes to data. Remember, it's in my future fit role. The fact that we are able to have 50% of my team ready today is also telling of how much investment we are making and how we are listening to what the business needs us to listen, and we are prioritizing that as a need. We've also super happy to tell you, I'm sorry, I'm getting old, I need reading glasses, I feel, but 40 employees are built internally, and we have one of the best adoptions in the zone. This is an internal matrix, but I'm very happy to share it over here because today, one is the upskilling that you do, and the most important piece is the adoption in your day jobs, right? So how are we helping people adopt whatever tools that they are learning in the classroom? We are one of the best when it comes to the South Asia zone. So it's a big hurrah for us because change is never easy. And in an organization which is 110 years old, it's not such a simple feat to manage. I'm sure most of you come from organizations which are on either side of the spectrum, but change is always hard. So how is it that we're kind of driving this home, and what are we trying to do on it? And everybody talks about attrition. And I understand the pain because I have attrition in my team today and I'm trying to find a person. And I'm saying that in a learning audience, so please, gentle nudge. But attrition is a genuine problem that we face. So what have been the impact on the business? The impact on the business is that we've actually reduced our attrition in our key talent. We were at 15% and we have come down to single digits now, right? It's not an easy feat, but it only happens when there is this magic sauce that I keep talking about, when you have the right engagement, when you have the right motivation, when you have the right role for the person, and how you're able to actually build these pieces for the employee to see their journey fulfill in L'Oreal. I told you I had 3 hows. This is my very 3rd how. So thank you very much, and I've kept it as brief as I could. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much, ma'am.